This is a story about a place few outsiders have ever seen. We're heading to Mangsi Island, a tiny speck in the Sulu Sea, closer to Malaysia than any major Philippine city. People call it the most densely populated island in the Philippines, a community whose life is tied to the sea and their neighbors across the border. My goal to reach Mangsi and understand the people who call it home. The journey would be tough, plains, bumpy roads, and a boat across unpredictable waters. No resorts, no tourist trails, just a raw, unfiltered look at a unique way of life. I wanted to listen to their stories, see their routines, and experience the spirit of a community thriving in isolation. This adventure is about pushing boundaries, both personal and geographical. We're venturing into a region often misunderstood, a place on the periphery. The mission: document every step, meet the locals, and learn how their lives are shaped by their proximity to Malaysia. The journey to Mangsi was about to begin. Our journey began with a flight to Puerto Princesa, Palawan's capital, a city nestled between lush mountains and the sea, bustling with travelers and locals alike. From there, the real adventure started, a 6-hour van ride south to Bulaluyan Port, gateway to the remote and mysterious Balabac archipelago. The roads shifted from smooth highways to rough, dusty tracks, each mile taking us deeper into Palawan's wild heart. We passed endless palms, small villages, and lush landscapes. Life here moved at a slower pace, with children playing by the roadside and farmers tending to their fields. Every kilometer took us further from the familiar trading city noise for the quiet hum of rural life. Finally, after hours on the road, we reached Bulaluyan Port, the literal end of the road, where land meets the endless blue. From here, only the sea could take us further, stretching out before us like a promise and a challenge. The port buzzed with fishermen and locals, loading goods onto colorful boats, their laughter and shouts filling the salty air. We negotiated with a local captain for a ride to Balabac Island, our stop before Mangsi, learning the rhythms of island travel. The boat, a traditional banca, was packed with people, supplies, and even chickens. Everyone and everything needed for island life. As the sun set, painting the sky in gold and crimson, we left the mainland behind and set out into the unknown. The islands of Balabac appeared on the horizon, calling us across the water with their promise of adventure and discovery. The air was thick with salt and diesel, the soundtrack of a community living by the sea, where every journey is shaped by the tides. This was our first real taste of the maritime culture that defines this region, where boats are lifelines and the sea is both friend and foe. We squeezed in, found a spot, and watched the mainland fade away, feeling both excitement and a hint of nervousness. The anticipation grew with every wave, each splash a reminder that we were venturing into the unknown. We were leaving solid ground for a while, surrounded only by endless water and sky. The adventure was only just beginning and the promise of Balabac lay ahead, waiting to be discovered. We arrived on Balabac Island as darkness fell. The town was quiet, the streets dimly lit. We found a simple guest house, basic, but all we needed. At dawn, I stepped outside into the cool air, greeted by the call to prayer from the mosque. Balabac's large Muslim community shapes daily life here. Fishermen prepared their boats as the sky turned orange over the sea. Our host welcomed us with coffee and stories about island life, its challenges, and its strong sense of community. Exploring the town, I saw houses painted in bright colors and sari-sari stores opening for the day. Children readied for school, tricycles filled the streets, and a calm energy filled the air. It felt a world away from the city's chaos. This was island life, pure and simple. We were ready for the next leg of our journey. Getting around Balabac is an adventure in itself. Tricycles here are crafted to look like miniature cars, each one unique and bursting with personality. These vibrant vehicles are more than just transportation. They're a symbol of the island's creativity and resourcefulness. Local ingenuity truly shines in these creative rides, with mechanics and owners constantly modifying and personalizing their tricycles to stand out from the crowd. But Balabac's wild side is never far away. Saltwater crocodiles inhabit the region, lurking in the mangroves, and locals are quick to warn visitors against swimming near these areas. Warning signs posted along the water's edge serve as constant reminders to respect the boundaries between land and sea. Despite the risks, the sea remains the community's lifeblood, providing not only food and transport, but also shaping daily routines and traditions. We took a small boat to Lambucan Island, gliding over crystal-clear waters that shimmered in the sunlight, feeling the salty breeze on our faces. Lumbukan's white sandbar and turquoise sea felt like paradise, an untouched escape where the world seemed to slow down. The islands here are pristine, untouched by mass tourism, with dense greenery and empty beaches that invite quiet exploration. We soaked in the sun and the tranquil views, a peaceful interlude that offered a rare moment of calm before the toughest part of our journey. This taste of paradise gave us the energy and motivation we needed for the final push to Mangsi, reminding us why the journey was worth it. The beauty of these islands is a treasure fiercely protected by the locals, who work together to keep their home clean and thriving for future generations. Nature here is both breathtaking and demanding, with wild jungles meeting the restless sea in a dramatic display of power and beauty. The community's connection to the sea is deep and enduring, woven into every aspect of daily life and tradition. Every day is shaped by the tides and the wildness of the land, as children play by the shore and villagers adapt to the rhythms of nature. Our next challenge awaited us, the long, difficult boat ride to Mangsi, where the open sea would test our resolve and sense of adventure. The final journey to Mangsi began, a 4 to 5 hour boat ride across the unpredictable Sulu Sea, where the horizon seemed to stretch endlessly and the water churned with hidden power. We boarded the ML Queen Shireen, a sturdy wooden vessel packed with people, sacks of rice, crates of supplies, and all manner of goods bound for the remote island. As we left Balabac behind, the sea grew rougher, the wind howling and waves crashing over the sides, drenching everyone on board and making the boat lurch with every swell. Even seasoned locals used to these crossings grew seasick. The mood turned quiet and tense as everyone clung to their seats, eyes fixed on the horizon. Halfway through, the captain pointed out a lonely concrete marker rising from the waves, the international boundary between the Philippines and Malaysia, a silent reminder of how far we'd come. We were truly on the edge of the country, where Philippine waters met the unknown. Mangsi exists in a space between two nations, a world of its own, shaped by tides, trade, and the constant movement of people across invisible borders. After hours battling the relentless waves, Mangsi finally appeared on the horizon, a dense cluster of houses, a tall tower rising above the rooftops, and boats lining the busy shore. Relief washed over us as we stepped onto solid ground, our legs unsteady but our spirits lifted by the sight of land. We were exhausted, soaked to the bone, but filled with excitement and anticipation for what lay ahead. We had made it to the most crowded island in the Philippines, a place teeming with life and stories waiting to be discovered. The journey was over, but the real story was just beginning as we watched locals unload the boat, their daily routines unfolding before us. The sense of achievement was immense, a shared triumph among strangers, brought together by the sea. We were ready to discover Mangsi's secrets, eager to lose ourselves in its narrow alleys and vibrant community. The island's energy was palpable from the moment we arrived, buzzing with the sounds of laughter, commerce, and daily life. We had reached the edge and found a world apart, a place both familiar and utterly unique. Now it was time to explore, to meet the people and uncover the stories that make Mangsi truly extraordinary. Mangsi was a sensory overload, brightly painted houses packed tightly along the water, narrow alleys buzzing with life. Children laughed, music played, and generators hummed. Hospitality is a cornerstone here. Our host family welcomed us with open arms and food. On this tiny island, community and connection are everything. Mangsi is made of coral and sand. Nothing grows here, so all food is imported. Life is challenging and expensive, but the island is self-sufficient in other ways. The main street bustles, with shops selling everything from electronics to groceries. There's even a multi-story department store, a surprise in such a remote place. The island is so small, you can walk across it in 15 minutes. Everyone travels by foot or boat. The sea is the community's highway, marketplace, and source of sustenance. Every aspect of life revolves around the water. Despite the density, there's a sense of order and vibrancy. The people's resilience is visible everywhere. Mangsi's rhythm is fast, lively, and uniquely its own. We quickly felt at home in this kaleidoscope of color and culture. Life on Mangsi is a lesson in adaptation and resilience. With 10,000 people on less than a square kilometer, space is precious. Houses are built on stilts or packed tightly together, fostering a powerful sense of community. The sea drives the economy. Fishing and trade with Malaysia are essential. Malaysian goods fill the shops, blending cultures and tastes. Modern technology, like Starlink internet, is transforming life here, connecting residents to the world. Schools, a clinic, and places of worship serve the community. Water is precious, collected from rain or desalination. Resourcefulness is a way of life. Against the odds, Mangsi thrives, a testament to its people's strength. Their spirit is truly inspiring. Mangsi's culture is a blend of the Philippines and Malaysia. On the streets, people switch between Filipino, Tausug, Sama, and Malay. This multilingualism reflects the island's identity as a crossroads. Malaysian influence is everywhere, in food, brands, and family ties. Meals mix Filipino and Malaysian flavors. Shops stock Milo and Maggi noodles. Many have relatives working in Sabah, making the border a bridge, not a barrier. The people are proud of their unique heritage, navigating life between two nations. Mangsi is a living example of cultures meeting and creating something new. It's what makes the island so special. As our time on Mangsi ended, I reflected on what we found. Despite its remoteness and challenges, the island is defined by warmth, resilience, and hospitality. We felt safe and welcome from the start. Children greeted us with bright smiles, embodying the island's spirit. Our host family treated us as their own, sharing everything. Leaving was bittersweet. We waved goodbye to new friends and the colorful shore. Mangsi is more than its crowdedness, it's a beacon of community spirit. Here, people have built a life rich in connection and kindness. The journey challenged my perceptions and opened my eyes to a unique world. Mangsi isn't on tourist maps, and that's its greatest strength. I'll never forget the island of smiles and its incredible people.